Hey guys, fellow writers, wanna write a novelers, yep, is that a word? I am a little loopy because I have been staring at my computer screen now for 3 or 4 hours. I've been in this session. Unfortunately, this session has not been comprised of me actually writing, but of me organizing scenes, because of the last faux pas that I mentioned in the last video where I lost my file. So now I'm just trying to reconcile the backup that I did have of emailing myself the Scrivener file, which had been compiled down into a Word document, but now I need it back in Scrivener. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is very valuable for you if you want to write a book. So in Scrivener, the main feature is called the binder. Let me show you my screen. This binder essentially allows you to write your book scene by scene. And then once you step back, you can see the whole book in these scenes versus you trying to hold it all in a Word file or some other software where it's just the first word to your last word and you've got pages and pages of book and you are confusing yourself because you're losing yourself as you're trying to edit or move things around. Well, Scrivener is made for novelists or screenplay writers. There's even a template in Scrivener for someone who wants to write comic book strips and some other options. But anyway, focusing on the novel settings, I'm going to show you my screen here. I have a split screen of the Word document where the whole novel is there. I'm 311 pages of work that I have. I'm now back up to about 92,000 words in the Scrivener, which, as I told you in the last video, was down to 80 something from over 100,000 because I had lost everything by just not understanding technology very well. I am going to stop calling myself computer illiterate because what we speak out is what comes toward us. So I am computer literate. I am learning how to do this so that I can just write and stay organized. So to show you my screen, I want to make this screen bigger, no longer a split screen, so you can see the binder function. And here it is. Binder. So novel format, that is built into the system, and then front matter is like your intro, your prologue. It says manuscript here, that was automatically there. Then I added act 1, my opening image, what I called the opening image, my setup, what I called that scene, what the theme of my book is, the catalyst, the debate, and then scrolling down. Oh, my stand just went weird on me. Really? Okay. Then scrolling down after the debate scene, and if you purchase the book, I told you to purchase Save the Cat Writes a Novel. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about on how to format your book. But there's 15 beats that need to happen in a story to captivate your audience, for your story to make sense, for people to put your book down and feel like there wasn't something missing from the story. You ever walk out of a movie or finish reading a book and go, no, it's okay, there's something missing? Well, this book, Save the Cat Writes a Novel, helps you to complete the full emotional journey, or the full hero's journey that needs to occur for your readers to feel complete. So I'll go down that list for you. And this is a 3-act structure, the basic 3-act structure of life, right? Beginning, middle, and end. So you've got an opening image, you've got a setup that kind of gives us the status quo world of your main character. The theme usually happens somewhere at that point of the story. The theme is usually coming from another character, and your main character is completely ignoring it because this theme is also linked directly to what your character needs to learn to correct their lie, the issue that they have in their life, and they usually ignore that theme. Or it could be like a banner that they drive past and don't really look at it, but your readers get to read it or see it, right? If you're writing a screenplay. So I'll stop explaining and I'll just give you the 15 beats. Opening image, setup, theme, catalyst, debate, your break into 2, which is breaking into Act 2, your fun and games beat, your B story, your midpoint, your bad guys close in, all is lost, dark night of the soul, break into 3, and your finale. And then within the finale, if you want to, based on the type of story you're writing, there's a 5-point breakdown within the finale. Gathering the team, executing the plan, the Hightower surprise, execution of the new plan, and then your final image. A key for your final image is that it be a exact mirror opposite of what your opening image was, because that shows that the status quo world of your character in the beginning, or their status quo status, the way their life was, has completely shifted by the end of the story. So we feel like we got a full circle. Whether that end of the story, that final image, is ending on a downbeat or an upbeat, like a happy ending. But if you're not writing a happy ending, that's okay. Your mirror image should still be a mirror and not identical to how the story started in some way. That is even more complicated for me because I'm writing a psychological thriller with a huge twist at the end. So it's still a mirror, but it's twisted. So Save the Cat Writes a Novel by Jessica Brody. There is so much more information on those 15 beats, what those words mean. Some of them sounded self-explanatory, others might have been a little confusing to you. Get that book if you are trying to write a novel, and get this app called Scrivener. Scrivener did not mess up when I tell you that I lost everything and I had to start from an older version. That was me and my lack of computer literacy. So Scrivener, it's by Literature and Latte. If you wanted to, before committing to the app, go to literatureandlatte.com and just start reading their forums. There's a lot of information there, a lot of writers talking back and forth, and you can get a feel for Scrivener through there. You can also watch how-to videos on YouTube about how people set their Scrivener up. A detail I didn't mention about the binder is you can set that up in, it's a limitless amount of ways that you can set that up. So it is a really cool app. It will take you some hours, maybe some days, maybe some weeks to understand that. But once you do, it saves you time in the end, because just dumping all of your thoughts into a big Word file is going to be a lot harder for you to organize and move your scenes around once you're done dumping it in. So my last tip in this video for you to motivate you in starting your novel, in completing your novel, is picture a sandbox with no sand in it, but your goal is to build a sandcastle. You need to go and gather some sand and just dump all the sand into the box as your first step. And that is your first draft. It will be sloppy, it will be messy, incoherent, things not spelled correctly. Do not nitpick over any of those points, because you won't get to the stage of starting to build your castle. So building the castle is dumping all the sand into the box, putting the words down on paper, because you can't sculpt a castle into something beautiful and add the details of windows, the flag at the top, a moat, if you don't put the sand in the box to begin with. So the sand in the box is just your stream of thought, you not critiquing yourself, getting it all out onto the page, doing this consistently every day if you can, an hour and a half every day. And then once your first draft is done, which would be maybe 3 piles, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, the base of the castle, the middle point, and then the top of the castle, and it will look like 3 messy mounds. That is your first draft. Everyone's first draft is messy piles of sand. But it's the start that is necessary for you to get to the next level. Don't think that best-selling authors throw the sand in the box and start off with a finished, beautiful sandcastle. That's actually not how it works. Like any art, you have to whittle away, chisel, make decisions, and it will never be perfect. So I'm telling you not to be a perfectionist because that is my stronghold. And if you start editing before you finish the first draft, you will never finish. You can edit until the cows come home and make burgers out of the cows, and you still won't be done with your book. So just gather the sand and start streaming your thoughts down, because you cannot edit a blank page. You guys have a book in you. My name is Delise Collins. I have a book published on Amazon. That book is a nonfiction. I'm working on a fiction novel right now. I'm walking you through it as I do it, sharing with you what I have learned. I have been at this for years, so there's a lot in there to get out. See you guys on the next video. Love y'all. Get to writing. Bye.